I'm Nikos Papanikolopoulos. I'm a Magnitic Presidential Endowed Professor in Computer Science and Director of the Minnesota Robotics Institute at the University of Minnesota. I'm here almost 33 years at the University of Minnesota. I joined 1992 as an assistant professor in computer science, and I'm going to answer a few questions about my work and the work of my group in AI, robotics, and agriculture. I have many interests, but agricultural robotics is one of the main activities of my group. And hopefully, some of the answers to these questions are going to be, they are going to provide some useful insights of what drives me, what is the most exciting about these collaborations, about the people at AI live, and what is the future, because I think the future is really, really exciting. We're really thankful to the leaders, David Muller and Sasi Sekar, and faculty members like Vipin Kumar, who have been really inspirational to all of us. Let me describe my current research and how this connects with the AI live. My current research spans the areas of robotics, computer vision, and machine learning, and in particular, application of robotics and slash computer vision in agriculture. So more than 12 years ago, I was introduced by Professor David Muller, one of the co-directors of AI Live, to the problem of nitrogen deficiency detection in corn. We apply nitrogen blindly. A lot of this goes into the water system, and a lot of this is wasted. So we develop, with the help of David, and a team of inspiring students and hardworking students, including Henry Nelson and Dimitris Zermas, who was the pioneering student in this area. They can use images in order to detect this nitrogen deficiency. Then we move into the area of weed detection and classification, which impacted the creation of a company and the progress of a company called Cetera, a local startup. The idea is that we can use machine learning and computer vision in order to have automatic detection of weeds and classification. And recently, we completed the work in 3D reconstruction and plant phenotyping. Henry Nelson, who just graduated, he developed these very interesting and innovative algorithms on how, for example, we can fly around the plant or we can move around the plant, create a 3D model of the plant, and then say something about the characteristics of the plant. An ongoing project with David Muller involves Hao Yixi and Felix Su, Professor Morellas, and we're all working in order to develop machine learning algorithms that are going to do automatic detection of crop residue coverage. We had also another student, Dr. Baharis, who's currently at NVIDIA, who work on optimization methods in order to have mobile robots and aerial robots move around the plant in optimal ways in order to maximize the information gathering. So let's move to the second question. What excites you about your research work with AI Leaf? What excites me is basically interacting with leaders in the field like Professor David Muller, Professor Sasi Sekar, Professor Vipin Kumar, who can help me place the robotics work in something that can impact the human well-being. The other exciting part is interacting with our partners in Cornell, Purdue, working also with colleagues like Maria Gini, reaching out to the community, to our students, also working with some excited students who are reluctant at the beginning about working in agriculture or applications of CS in agriculture, but eventually they become the driving forces behind this work. LEAF provides the foundations for us interacting with a variety of experts, with a variety of colleagues, with a variety of students under one roof. And this is rather unique, and this is something that keeps us going and keeps us very, very excited. The next question is, what inspired you to work at the intersection of AI and environmental science? So I was always very much interested in environmental research and environmental science. If you look 30 years back, one of the projects I did in robotics was actually using mobile robots for environmental cleanup from nuclear waste. This is work that I did 1992, more than 30 years ago, and still I value the impact of this work. We have all these pesticides, we have all these different things we do in the environment, different ways that we impact the water quality. So I think there are additional challenges. For example, we need to feed a growing population. How we are going to do this in an environmental friendly way? I think robotics can play a significant role in providing this environmental stewardship, and we deal with very complex multidisciplinary problems. And agriculture combines biology, chemistry, meteorology, economics, engineering, and the list can go on. And this is, I think, very, very exciting, especially the addition of AI provides the use cases that we need in robotics in order to build useful and impactful systems. Another thing I really like is the real world constraints. And finally, the ability to produce tangible results, changing the protocols, reduce fertilizers, reduce pesticides, worry about the health of the soil. All these are fundamental questions that have profound impacts. And I'm a firm believer that these technologies and these algorithms can provide tangible benefits to our communities. The last question I would like to address, who will you like to collaborate with on future AI Live projects? And this is an interesting question, and I struggle with myself to be fair because there are a lot of people who impacted, and I mentioned the names from Professor Gini to Sasi Sekar to Vipin Kumar, who has been a mentor for me for all these years, along with Professor Gini. But there is one person who really changed my perspective and get me really involved. And this is Dr. Professor David Mulla, who has been a mentor for us, always quiet, humble, but with so many insights and so much energy. And when he comes to me with a new problem, I'm always excited. I see working with him as a new beginning of an exciting journey where this is not only impactful to the environment, but it can create new business opportunities. For example, the work that we did with David came from him, the initial idea, trained the students, Dimitri Sermas and Henry Nessor, who eventually became leaders in the local business community, and they drove the creation of hundreds of jobs and eventual acquisition of the startups by larger, very large corporations in agriculture. And this epitomizes something which is, I firmly believe, crossing scientific boundaries and try to understand the problems. You need two people, two teams. And David was always very gracious and is always very gracious with his time, with access to his knowledge, to his team. And we really appreciate this. Thank you again. It has been an exciting journey. We see a lot of future. Hopefully we can continue this line of work. Thank you so much for the opportunity.